If I asked you how many windows your house has, could you tell me? Maybe. How about the house across the street? Probably not. What about that office building on the way to work? Not a chance. But what if I told you there's a man who can tell you every single intricate detail of a skyscraper he has seen only once? They call him the living camera.
One day, artist Stephen Wiltshire boards a helicopter and flies around the city of New York for about 20 minutes.
After his 20-minute flyover, he goes into a studio in Brooklyn for 5 days with nothing but a pack of pencils, an 18-foot-long canvas, and his memory of the vision of the city.
When Stephen emerges, he's achieved something that friends and acquaintances just can't explain. He's drawn an exact replica of the most complicated skyline on the planet, from memory.
It's not like he draws just shapes. It is exactly what he saw from the air, down to the number of cables on the Manhattan Bridge.
It is as if he has taken a photograph, but it is all lodged in his memory.
But how does he do it? His story begins in London in the late 1970s.
Stephen Wiltshire was mute as a kid, and when he was 3 years old, he was diagnosed with autism. One of the first ways he was able to express himself was through drawing.
Stephen's parents sent him to a special school that is designed for the learning experience of children with autism.
And this is a place where his proclivity for drawing just flourishes.
And more, he's able to recreate things that he's only seen once on a field trip or on TV or in a magazine. He clearly has this incredible ability to recall things that he's seen and put it on paper perfectly.
So I got lots of detailed drawings on the St. Paul's Cathedral there.
And that was all just from memory?
Yeah.
You've probably heard of photographic memory, but what Stephen has is far more rare.
One of the consequences of autism is that areas of the brain don't develop properly. Yet these are very sophisticated and computationally intense parts of the brain. As a result, certain people with autism develop a type of neuroplasticity where these areas of the brain are used in other and more unique ways.
And again, it presents us with the prospect of life's power of compensation. Our neurosystems will compensate for a difficulty or a challenge in one area by creating exceptional ability and capacity in another.
Like New York taxis are from the memory, just had it in my head.
On any given day, I can't find my keys, and Stephen is able to recreate an entire city.
While Stephen was born with this gift, for 39-year-old Derek Amato, all it took was a good whack to the head.
It's a normal summer day. Derek and some friends are playing football around the pool. Derek dives for a pass. He lands in the shallow end of the pool. His head strikes the bottom. He suffers a severe concussion.
He's floating in and out of consciousness for the next 4 days in a semi-coma. When he comes out of it, he's lost a significant amount of his hair, a significant amount of his memories. But while Derek's recovering, he's at a friend's house, and he's suddenly inexorably drawn to a piano.
Now, Derek has played a little guitar, but he's never trained on the piano.
And out of nowhere, he just starts playing, and it's not bad. In fact, it's quite good.
He describes actually seeing black and white bars in his head, announcing to him the notes to play.
Soon, Derek surrenders to this strange new gift.
If he starts humming a tune, Derek immediately sees the sheet music in his head, not just for the main instrument, but for a whole orchestra, for percussion and horns and everything else to fill out that melody, and overnight becomes a fully fledged composer.
But what exactly happened that fateful day to turn Derek into an overnight Beethoven?
So one of the hypotheses is where the head injury inhibits the left-hand side of the brain, which is the logical side of the brain, thereby allowing the right-hand side of the brain, which is the more creative side, to take over and to function without any limitations.
There's another theory that says the injury can release new neurotransmitters that create completely new pathways in the brain that allow you to develop these new skills.
It's also possible that he has an extremely rare condition called acquired savant syndrome. There are no more than 30 cases reported in the world.
In most instances, the new ability is something numeric. Some people have a sudden ability to say what day of the week it was on July 15th, 1972. Other people become really, really good at math.
Whatever happened in that instant, one thing is certain. Derek's life changed forever.
To this day, he is traveling the world performing music for audiences on a global scale. I don't know if there's a superhero called Savant, but if there was, it'd be this guy.
It's the biggest mystery we could ever imagine. I cannot wait to see what the science on this learns in the coming 10, 20, 50 years. I hope I am around when we figure the whole puzzle out.